everyone. So today we're doing a video that I was going to leave out this year because things are just so unpredictable this year that I didn't know if I was going to do this. But doing that get ready with me video where we sat and talked about Halloween and what we're looking forward to and last year and all the things, it brought to life the Halloween spirit inside of my soul, and now it's all I want to talk about. So today we are doing our annual Halloween, what do I call it? Halloween shopping guide. I think it's that easy. So it is the Halloween shopping guide for 2025. So per usual, I'm going to go month by month and I'm going to talk about which stores I think. So these are just predictions. I don't have any secret information, but I did go through old YouTube videos, notes in my phone. I Googled, I went through Reddit, I went through the whole situation to compare. So that's kind of what's guiding my predictions for this year. But this year is a little different. There's a lot going on. I feel like stores, especially over the last couple of years, they're starting to pick up on that early spooky coin. They know we want to get out and we like getting out early. We like snagging it up. And a lot of us decorate in August, early September, but a lot of us start decorating in August. So by the time it's September, we're not really out buying a bunch of Halloween stuff. We've already bought it up. And if you're new here and you're like, Ghoul, I don't even start shopping for Halloween till September and I never really find anything good. Well, you're in the right place. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome to the spooky family. We're excited to have you. You are just in time for the spooky season. We've got a whole lot of things going on this year. We have Halloween decor hunting, spooky kitchen, decorating, hauls. We've got all the things going on spooky wise on this channel. So welcome. You're in the right place. Spooky family's happy to have you. Feel free to introduce yourself down in the comments. And spooky family, feel free to welcome any newcomers down in the comments. But if you're used to shopping later and you never find anything good, unless you live in another country, I feel like other countries other than the US, they do put stuff out later. But if you live in the US and you shop later and you never find anything good, then you're in the right place because you gotta shop early. That's what it's all about, to find all the spooky goods that fit whatever theme you're going for. If you want first dibs, you gotta start early. And if you're also wanting to keep track of all the spooky stuff coming out in real time in your areas, definitely check out the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group that's called Jade the Libra's Halloween Forever. I'll have it linked in the description box for you. But people from all over the world are posting where they're finding Halloween, when they're finding Halloween in real time. So you definitely won't miss out. So anyways, we're going to get into our Halloween shopping guide for 2025. But before we do, I wanted to mention the sponsor for today's video because it has to do with Halloween. It has to do with budgeting. I have been budgeting for this year's Halloween because I was able to save a little bit of money last year since I didn't spend as much as I usually do on Halloween. And I've been budgeting for this year because I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like we are due for some major line switch ups. So I feel like a lot of the Halloween lines from different stores have been kind of the same themes, just slightly tweaked. So I think we're due for some total revamps in the Halloween department. It may not happen this year, but what if it does? And I budgeted in years past for Halloween, but this year I've kind of taken what I've learned the last couple of years, and with the help of Rocket Money, which is the sponsor for today's video, I've really been able to get a good look at my finances. And if you haven't heard of Rocket Money before, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that allows you to manage subscriptions, lower your bills, make a custom budget, and grow your savings all in one place. And one of the things I love so much about Rocket Money is they helped me cancel unwanted subscriptions. So I have a bunch of subscriptions that I love, that I use every single month, but there were some that I was no longer using. So Rocket Money automatically makes a list of all your subscriptions so you can keep track of them all in one place. And you can cancel the ones you don't want anymore with just a couple of taps. And on top of that, Rocket Money may even be able to get you a refund on some of the lost money. Also, I love that with Rocket Money, you can set budgets. So with Rocket Money, you can create a custom budget in just seconds. The app shows you where your money is going at all times and identifies top spending categories with insights on how you can stay within your budget better. Rocket Money will also let you know about upcoming charges or if your balance is low to help you avoid overdraft fees. Anyways, if you want to give Rocket Money a try, you can head to rocketmoney.com/JadeTheLibra or click the link down in my description box. Get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. All right, so let's jump into this Halloween 2025 I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying this. It's really not even that hard. It's a Halloween shopping guide. I don't know. I'm trying to make it something it's not like Halloween wish list, shopping list. No, it's just it's just a shopping guide. That's all it is. I don't know why my brain is making this into something it's not. Okay. Anyways, we're jumping into this Halloween 2025 shopping guide, and I don't know when this is coming out, but I feel like we're going to be getting more and more information every single day, every minute. Who knows? It's a mystery. So by the time this video comes out, there may be another leak that comes out, or more information, or a halfway to Halloween launch, or something that I didn't put in here. But for right now, until the end of May, we're going to have some halfway to Halloween launches or Summerween launches, but I think those might be a little later. But right now, we're going to have some halfway to Halloween launches. Lowe's already did one. I think Home Depot will do one if they haven't done it already by the time this video comes out. Spirit Halloween usually does a little halfway to Halloween, either a full launch or they'll announce something, like announce some of their animatronics that are coming out or some lines that are coming out. So I predict some halfway to Halloween announcements from Home Depot, Lowe's. Well, Lowe's already did theirs, but Spirit and any of the retailers out there could take advantage of halfway to Halloween to make some announcements. All right, and actually, I just saw today on the Facebook group that At Home made an announcement, a big Summerween announcement saying Summerween is coming. Check your local stores. And they did something similar last year where they made an announcement saying Halloween is coming earlier than ever. Check your stores. And in my area, at least, it was the same time as usual. And it could have been directed towards people who maybe didn't know that At Home puts out Halloween early, and they maybe don't check the store until end of August, early September. So they were sending out an announcement. But at least in my area, it didn't come out any earlier. It was still late June here before we saw any Halloween. So yeah, it was coming out around the same time as Joann's last year. So I didn't feel like it was that much earlier. But anyways, I have, regardless, from now until end of May, early June, we're going to see a bunch of announcements, leaks. We should see some Bath & Body Works leaks as they start getting stuff into their stores or employees start seeing some of the things sprinkling in. I think end of May into early June, and just leaks in general, I think we'll see. And also I have on here Hallmark. So my stepmom just brought over the Hallmark Ornament magazine. I can't remember what they call it, but every year they have a magazine with all their holiday ornaments and some Halloween ornaments in there. And also some of their holiday ornaments have like Haunted Mansion, like they're kind of spooky vibes. Beetlejuice, that kind of stuff. Anyways, they put out their magazine and they have their Halloween ornaments, and guess who is on there this year? The freaking Headless Horseman, y'all. The Headless Horseman ornament is going to be available this year, and I'm so excited. So that release, it's not actually available until July. It's July 12th for everybody in stores, and then July 11th, I think it said, for members. If you're a mouse keeper, or I don't know if that's what they're all called, but if you are a member of your local Hallmark group, ornament group, then you should get first dibs or early shopping, I think is how it works. That's what my stepmom does every year. So anyways, that's July 12th for that. So I have that in July. I'll mention that again. But they announced it now. So the magazine is out now, so you can see what they have available. Also right now, you could be seeing some Halloween clearance. I know Joann's has had some Halloween clearance out in their stores as they're clearancing everything out. They have some Halloween from last year. Also, Pottery Barn has had Halloween clearance up. Home Goods, TJ Maxx, those types of places online could have Halloween clearance up right now. And I would say now until the end of May, maybe into early June. And then also you have your all year round stores. Grandin Road is one of those all year round stores. Spirit Halloween, where you can always find Halloween on there. But then throughout the season, they will put out new products on their website. But you can still find Halloween on Spirit and on Grandin Road right now because they have it up all year round. But that kind of stuff will come in later. So I feel like that's the kind of stuff that's going to be coming out right now, is a lot of the announcements or showing previews, leaks, all that kind of stuff is going to be what we're going to be seeing, sadly, until the end of May. I wish somebody would put out an early line in May. We may see one, but I just don't see it happening. I don't think we're going to have a Halloween in May, but we might still start checking. So we might have an early Halloween hunting season where we go around and see what's going on out there. We usually do that anyways, where we go out and check it out. But places like Home Goods, At Home, those types of places that put out stuff early, and Cracker Barrel, they put out summer stuff too. So they're going to have a full stock of summer. So I don't see them putting out Halloween until they clearance out their summer stuff. So, and I know with Bath and Body Works, they usually put out Halloween after their what am I talking about? Semi-annual sale. So that will be later. Now, I could be wrong because like I mentioned before, I think these companies are catching on to the early spooky coin. They know the earlier you put stuff out, the more money your store is probably going to make, because I feel like people get kind of, first of all, they blow their load by the time it's the end of the season, or they're already decorated, or they already have their themes picked out, you know, like all that kind of stuff. Like they're kind of honing it in and narrowing it down by the end of the season. So I feel like it's going to start being a rush to the earliest to put out Halloween. And so I don't know what that means. It could mean a line in May. It could mean that. I don't know. But I'm not predicting that. Anyways, that being said, let's move on to June, because June, Halloween in June, is when we officially see the very beginning of Halloween. Just a little, and at least in my area, it's not a full line. It's usually just like a little sprinkling in of Halloween at home. So at home is usually the earliest to put stuff out. My area has been so slow. Very end of June, sometimes not until July. And I wish I could put Joann's on this list, because Joann's was earlier last year, and I'm sad that I can't put Joann's on this list. It makes me so sad. But at home, I have at the end of June. So that's when you start seeing things sprinkle out. Some stores get full lines in June, and I get so jealous of your stores, because out here in good old Kansas, y'all, it's like they just slowly but surely put things out, and it is usually at the very tail end of June here. But start checking your stores in June in general. I would say early June. Why not? Just check it out. See if anything is hiding near or around the Halloween area or summer clearance area, maybe up on the top shelves. Sometimes you'll see some big jack-o'-lanterns or something up there. So start checking your at-home stores in June anytime that you want to check, I would say. But it'll probably be end of June around here in good old Kansas, y'all. What else do I have? Home Goods Online. That's another one that could start in May. And I know on Home Goods Online, they usually have clearance Halloween stuff up all year round. So they may even have Halloween up right now that's clearance, or they may start taking it down and then putting it back up as full price. I don't know what their plans are, but we usually see early Halloween online on Home Goods. So may see it end of May, may see it early June. So start checking online anytime. I mean, why not start checking now? And who knows, they might start sprinkling things out. But in store, at least in my area, I usually see Home Goods starting end of June sometimes. Usually it's after 4th of July. Then I also have Cracker Barrel, June 13th last year online. They put out their Halloween stuff. The stuff online usually flies off the shelves. So it's one of those things that you have to just constantly check the website and see if it's up. And they just randomly will put up Halloween, and then everything disappears. Once the word gets out in the Halloween Facebook groups or TikTok or Instagram, all the different social media sites, once word gets out about Cracker Barrel, it's gone. So online at least. So it could be anytime mid-June, just start checking. I would say early June, just check every day on the website. Why not? Sometimes they put it up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Also, I have end of June in stores. Around the 22nd I have, but some may wait until after the 4th of July. So I think I saw on the Facebook group, some people were seeing it end of June at Cracker Barrel, but some areas that wait to clear out the 4th of July stuff. And I feel like that's a lot of stores. A lot of stores, we don't start seeing Halloween until after the 4th of July stuff. But anymore, I think people are catching on and starting early, and they'll clearance the 4th of July stuff out, or just move it over. You know, just move it over for they'll start clearancing summer stuff early, and then just move over the 4th of July stuff, or find a place for Halloween anywhere. Or what a lot of people are doing, as we're seeing, is they're doing launches online, so that way they don't have to put it out in store yet, and they can still make their spooky coin, which, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I feel like I'm talking a lot with my hands today. We're loving it. Okay. Also, I have Bath and Body Works fall in June. They're going to start putting out their fall candles, fall scents, which, you know, we always stop by and smell all the fall goodness and pretend we're in October. And we're going to see some leaks. Definitely in June, we'll see some Halloween leaks from Bath and Body Works, but I think we could see it sooner. All right. I also have for June, last year, Tractor Supply online. Tractor Supply was one of those things last year. We actually didn't end up going. but it was one of those surprising stores to me. We have one in my area, but I didn't get a chance to go last year, so we're gonna check it out this year. But I see Tractor Supply online in June. Also, Pottery Barn Halloween sneak peeks. So, and I want to say probably a lot of those fancy stores, Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, Williams-Sonoma, those types of places might start doing their sneak peeks of Halloween. And I don't know, when do they start putting it online? Did I have that on there? They may put it out, they may just release it online. Did you open the door? Hi, how was your sleep? That wasn't that long of a sleep. Are you smiling at Mama? Yes. That wasn't that long of a sleep. Wait, come here. Also, I have here for June. Last year, Pottery Barn had some Halloween sneak peeks in June. And I think we'll see a lot of sneak peeks in general, continuing throughout June. So the fancier stores, Pottery Barn, Williams-Sonoma, Crate and Barrel, those types of places could put out their sneak peeks for the season. But we may see a lot of different sneak peeks from all the different stores. For July, let's move on to July because that's all I have for June so far is At Home really and Home Goods for in-store since we lost Joann's. And okay, I'm going to put Old Time Pottery maybe in here. In my area, I feel like Old Time Pottery in June is hit or miss. I feel like some years you'll see Halloween at the end of June and some years it's not until after 4th of July. And sometimes they start sprinkling it out early at the end of June, but they only put out like a couple of the little tinsely looking things and some spooky trees, and that's it. And then they'll start putting other stuff out in July. But anyways, let's move on to July. I just talked about Old Time Pottery, so I'm going to go ahead and just put it here, a continuation of Old Time Pottery. If they didn't put it out in your area end of June, they're going to start putting their stuff out in the beginning of July, mid-July, all through July. I think Old Time Pottery will keep adding to their displays, but usually you see peak Old Time Pottery end of July, early August. Same with At Home, a continuation of At Home. We really start seeing the lines develop, the spooky displays start displaying at Home in July. But I feel like you really get a good look at all the collections towards the end of July and early August. The thing about that, if you wait too long to go to At Home, you may miss out on some of the spooky goods. So my tip on At Home, if you're new here, if you already know this, then you already know. You know. If you've been hunting for a while, then you know this. When it comes to At Home, I would go at the same rate you check Home Goods. They start putting their stuff out, like they slowly put it out, and they get new shipments in and they'll put stuff out and they'll get more in and they'll put it out. So they don't wait until they have all their Halloween collections to put it out, at least not in my area. So if you wait until the very end, you may end up missing out on some of the popular items, the really good spooky goods that they put out in the beginning. So I like to check there a lot in the beginning so I don't miss out on anything. Like those crows, the big crows they put out last year, those, they were out early and then they were gone. And I didn't see them the rest of the season. A lot of that, what was it? It was that Southern Gothic kind of cemetery, tombstone-y looking line that they put out last year. That stuff, it was getting bought up as they were putting it on the shelves. So I feel like with At Home, that's how it works. And then towards sometimes they get more in though throughout the season or they'll restock things. So keep checking your At Home. I feel like that's key to At Home. If you're looking for something there, they will restock. Like those big crow pedestals I got a couple years ago. I missed out on the first round early in the season, but they had another round come in when they got Christmas trees in like August. So I snagged some towards the end of the season. So don't stop checking At Home. If you give up on the item you're looking for, then you may just miss the restock. So I would keep looking. All right, so that's my take at Home. If you have anything to add to any of this, just add it down in the comments. We'll all exchange notes, exchange tips and tricks. So anything you hear me jab my jaws about, if you want to add to it or anything you noticed, let me know down in the comments or let all of us know as Spooky Family down in the comments. Anyways, okay. Or if you have insider information, that's even better. Okay, also, Michael's, after the 4th of July, I have on here, could be earlier, but because they did a darker line, that Black Swan, Swan Lake kind of line, I think we'll see it after 4th of July. But I could be wrong. They could put it out earlier. Also, Costco I have here starts early July. Once again, after the 4th, but early July for Costco for their big animatronics. And also, Bath and Body Works member online releases, I have early July. And with Bath & Body Works, they do a member online release. So if you have the app and you're a member on their app, they do a special release for members only online or through the app or whatever. And that's usually, I want to say, does it say, I have here July 18th last year, but I feel like it was earlier than that, but that's what I have here in my notes. But I feel like it could be earlier than that. Anytime after 4th of July, after the semi-annual sale, usually is when you start seeing Halloween online at Bath & Body Works. And they'll usually do a members early release. Then they do the store release, which is mid to end of July, but after the semi-annual sale. So once you see the semi-annual sale happening at Bath & Body Works, and it's been running for a little bit, and it's end of June, early July, definitely start checking the website, checking your app for any sort of announcement on when they're going to be doing the member release, because it's usually like you get a 24-hour period to order it online. And then, which I actually like how they do that. I know it makes people mad. Like some people are like, that's not fair, or everything gets snatched up online. But I feel like the online release for members really does help the whole store situation. Like now I can go into the store and actually see, like have a chance to buy it in store. And because they only get so many things in store. And it used to be you'd have to wait in line and you never get what you wanted, or you never even had a chance. So now I feel like with the app and the online thing, it's so much nicer because I can actually go in store and see a nice spooky display and smell all the scents and do the whole experience, where before it just wasn't like that. So anyways, I actually like the member online releases, and usually they'll do it at like 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. So you gotta keep your eyes peeled. Okay. Anyways, also I have here, keep an eye on Lowe's, because some stores in July had Halloween at Lowe's. Not my store, but I did see on the Facebook group that some people, they were seeing Halloween at Lowe's in July. My area, I remember, because I walked in, it was all lawnmowers. And then there was like a random deep sea diver guy that had, like, it was like a spooky guy. And it said, coming soon to Lowe's, Halloween, whatever. But I didn't see Halloween at Lowe's until, I want to say, early August. Is that what I have in here? So some stores July, some stores August. I want to say I saw it around the same time I went to Dollar Tree is when I saw Halloween at Lowe's. So I want to say August, because that's usually when I start seeing, is that what I have? Oh no, I have Dollar Tree July or August, depending on your area. So it could have been, but I want to say end of July, early August, at least in my area for Lowe's. But start checking in July, because some stores get the full line early. And so definitely start checking your Lowe's in July. Also, I have Kirkland's end of July. I think mid to end of July for Kirkland's. Really anytime after the 4th of July, I think we could see Halloween at Kirkland's, and maybe even earlier online at Kirkland's. Also, I have here Target, their online pre-orders. They went up July 14th last year. So anytime, once again, after 4th of July, if stores are going to be putting stuff out or doing stuff like this, it's definitely going to be the earlier the better. So I think anytime near around 4th of July, after 4th of July. Again, I don't know. With everything happening, all this stuff could be later or it could be earlier. I don't know. It could go either direction. But I'm going to say earlier. I'm going to put that out there. Also, Tractor Supply in store mid-July. And then, as I mentioned before, the Hallmark ornament release, that is available to members on the 11th. And then like the Mousekeeper members, or whatever you call it, Mouseketeer, or what, I don't know what you call them. On the 11th, and then they go to the public, they're open to the public in the Hallmark stores on the 12th for the Halloween ornaments. And then also for July, I have Dollar Tree, July or August, depending on your area and depending on how big the store is. So some of the stores in my area wait until after back to school is all cleared out, or they have room for it. But I've noticed over the last couple of years, the Dollar Trees in my area, they're kind of making space for both so they can get Halloween out. Sometimes you'll see a little end cap or the beginnings of the little crafty things at Dollar Tree in July. I also have At Home at its best in July, especially towards the end of July. You're going to see a full-blown At Home. I think I said before in previous videos, this is the ultimate Halloween time. Ultimate Halloweenage at Home at the end of July, early August. It's when you can see all of the displays in all of their glory, all the lines. Everything is usually out by then. Also, I have Kohl's end of July. Start checking. I know there are a lot of Kohl's stores closing, So I don't know if they're already getting their Halloween in, or that's going to be their last hurrah, or if they're going to clearance some of it. I don't know how it's going to work. So, but either way, check your Kohl's at the end of July. I hope they're not closing my area. Also, start checking Ross at the end of July. Usually in my area, we do not start seeing Ross putting out like a good amount of Halloween until after back to school shopping, because Ross, in my area at least, back to school shopping is crazy at Ross. Sometimes you'll see a little sprinkling in, like maybe a little dish towel or something here and there at the end of July. But usually with Ross, what I've noticed is they are so busy and the lines are so long all the way up until the second week of August at Ross that I don't even think the employees have time to put out Halloween until after back to school, until the whole crowds have gone down, and the summer crowds and back to school crowds and all those things. And then they have time to finally start putting out Halloween. So I say start checking at the end of July, but I'm going to carry it because we're moving on to August anyway. I'm going to carry this on into August. I'm just going to put Ross here, but I usually start checking just for the fun of it, just for the fun of Halloween hunting while we're out and about. I start checking Ross at the end of July, but I know in my heart of hearts that it's probably August. And you know what else I'm going to put in July? Although I feel like, once again, this is one that doesn't really start putting out Halloween until after back to school, but I'm going to put Burlington in July too as a watch place. So we're going to start stocking Burlington in July. Usually I go to Burlington when I go to Kirkland's, and I will see them start sprinkling things out at Burlington at the same time as I go to Kirkland's. So there could be Halloween at Burlington in July. I'm going to put July in there, but I think we'll really see a lot of Halloween out in early August at Burlington. So I'm going to continue that on here in a second. Also in July, I didn't even put this in July. I put it in June, but in July, we're going to see full-blown spooky display at Cracker Barrel. So they'll have the full-blown Halloween stuff out, and I would start checking early July, especially after 4th of July. You'll definitely see some Halloween at Cracker Barrel. And then of course, here you have a continuation of anything from June. So Cracker Barrel, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, any of those things that I mentioned that would maybe start putting stuff out at the end of June or sprinkling things out, they'll carry over into July, and we'll see full-blown Halloween in your face at those places. But with July, just to kind of wrap up the whole thing, I feel like after the 4th of July is one of those, I don't know if I want to call it like a Halloween checkpoint or a code orange alert time, like to be on high alert. But after the 4th of July, you start seeing a lot of Halloween releases in the stores that don't do a lot of back to school, or the stores that are big enough to accommodate back to school and Halloween, which not all stores are. So, yeah, after 4th of July, you're going to see an explosion of stores putting stuff out. Next, moving on to August, because August is another really big month. I think August is pretty much everywhere else starts putting out Halloween in August. The first thing I have for August is Bath & Body Works round 2. So usually we get a round 2 of spooky goods at Bath & Body Works, and it's usually some new items that we didn't see in the first round and a restock of other items that maybe sold out and they make a comeback. Some of the popular items. But last year, and I don't know if they're going to continue with it this year, last year at Bath & Body Works, our round 2 was Stranger Things. So they didn't do a round 2 of Halloween. So I don't know if they're going to continue on with that same trend. It wasn't my favorite. I really like seeing a round 2 at Bath & Body Works, but I get why they might do a totally different theme, because it might draw more attention to it, because some people might be like, I already saw Bath & Body Works Halloween, when really there's a round 2 and there's new stuff and restock stuff. So I get why they might just do a totally different thing entirely, but I really like the round 2 Halloween Bath & Body Works. But so we'll see something else spooky coming from Bath & Body Works in August though, I think. Also Yankee Candle, I have here early August. They put out their Halloween, their Boney Bunch stuff. Sam's Club, early August. Dollar Tree continued, because they'll continue to put out their Halloween stuff. And then all the dollar places, Dollar General, Family Dollar. I feel like a lot of those places wait until after back to school. Anyways, just check all your dollar places in August. Also, what else? Ross, continuation of Ross. Ross really starts getting out their spooky goods though after back to school, mid-August. It's good. The spooky goods are good at Ross. So if you go in July and you're like, I'm not seeing much here, I'm not coming back, check in August, because they've got some spooky goods. Also, I have Lowe's, like a continuation of Lowe's. Menards is another one. So Menards usually puts their stuff out after back to school, mid-August for Menards, if you have one in your area. Also, I have Spirit Halloween. They're going to start opening their stores up in August, usually. And at the very least, I think online, they will have their new collections and animatronics available online in August. So I also have Target Halloween online. They will have their full collection online for sale before they put it in stores. And also Target Bullseye Playground. Almost did it again. All these years later, still can't get it right. The Target dollar section that's called the Bullseye Playground, where it's like $1 to $5 for their items, that usually comes out in August. So after back to school, after they clearance the back to school stuff in the Bullseye Playground. So mid to end of August for that. Also, or did they put it out earlier last year? No, it was end of August. I feel like the Bullseye Playground comes out right before Labor Day, and the rest of Halloween at Target comes out after Labor Day. But I will say this. In August, their Halloween clothing usually comes out. So I usually get the boys their kids' clothes, and then also pajamas and stuff like the adult stuff too, and the socks and all that stuff starts coming out in August. I also have Walmart end of August after back to school. So mid to end of August, I would say, for Walmart. And then also I have, all the drugstore places, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, all those places, after back to school. So after they clearance all their back to school stuff out, then, they'll get in their Halloween. So usually it's around Labor Day weekend. And I remember this specifically because my cousin comes in town every Labor Day weekend and will run to CVS or Walgreens or wherever. And she needs to get sunscreen or just, whatever she needs. And they're always starting to put out Halloween around that time. So just a little before around Labor Day weekend is when I noticed CVS, Walgreens, all those places start putting out Halloween. And then I had Menards. I already mentioned Menards, Ross. All the fancy stores. So last year we checked out all the fancy stores. Pottery Barn Kids, Williams-Sonoma, Crate and Barrel. We went to those places at the very end of August. I would say start checking the fancy stores at the end of August, although it'll be online sooner than that. Okay, also for August, I have Ollie's. So we did not check Ollie's, I don't think, last year or the year before. And I think we got an Ollie's, a brand new, I think it came in 2 years ago. But I never checked Ollie's. So this year we're going to check Ollie's. I love that place. And it's going to be August. I think after back to school, we'll see Halloween or at least fall at Ollie's. So we're going to check Ollie's, have that there. Also, I have here World Market, end of August, early September. I feel like World Market is one of the last places to put stuff out. So I have here end of August because sometimes they'll put little things out, like little cards or knickknacks, but they don't get a full display usually until September. I'm going to put that out there. But maybe online, World Market will have their Halloween online in August. End of August, usually in my area, it's not until after Labor Day when Home Depot gets Halloween in. But some of the stores will start putting stuff out right before Labor Day weekend or the weekend of Labor Day. So all around the weekend of Labor Day, be checking Home Depot, Target, Walmart, all those types of places all around Labor Day. I feel like they're really putting stuff out. So, yeah, that's my prediction on that. Also, I have here Hallmark, their store in general. So we'll see the Halloween ornaments come out in July, but the full Halloween display at Hallmark will be out in August. All right, so to wrap up August, I feel like August is broken up into two sections. We have the mid-August, kind of after back to school, at least in my area, we have the mid-August back to school dates. But after back to school, mid-August, we see a huge surge in Halloween decorations coming out. Dollar Tree, Ross, Burlington, all those places that have back to school kind of stuff. Then end of August, around Labor Day weekend, we see another surge of Halloween from places like Walmart, Target, all the pharmacies and drugstore kind of places. And the home improvement stores like Home Depot, Menards, Lowe's, all those places in August will have their Halloween out. Okay, so that's August. If I'm missing anything, once again, let me know down in the comments because there's a chance I either don't have a store in my area Or I'm just missing a store and totally blanked, which is gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. I know somebody's gonna say something in the comments and be like, why didn't you mention this store? And I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's probably one we go to all the time too. All right, so let's move on to September. So for September, I have Home Depot, Continuation, Lowe's, those types of places. If you don't see Home Depot putting stuff out on Labor Day weekend, then check that first week of September. Just continue checking that first week of September and they'll keep putting stuff out. Also in September, what else do I have? I have fancy stores, like I mentioned before. So Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, Anthropologie, Williams-Sonoma, those fancy stores in store. They're already going to have their stuff online, but in store. What's the other one that's fancy? West Elm, those places. Okay, also I have Targets. They usually don't get stuff out in my area until after. Last year was so late. It was well after Labor Day. I want to say it was like 2 weeks after. We still weren't seeing full Halloween in like mid-September. Didn't see full Halloween in stores. So, I don't know. If you want to get your Target stuff early, your best bet is the online launch in, was it August? Yeah, August, or the pre-order in July. Also thrift stores in September. So my area, the thrift stores, really, they don't put out Halloween all year round. But usually if they have it out earlier than that, it's not the desired pieces. So, but September, you can start seeing actual Halloween decorations in thrift stores and antique malls and that kind of stuff in my area. So we might have to check that out. I usually don't have very good luck at those things. That's one of the reasons why I don't go to a lot of those places, is I don't have really good luck. I feel like if people had really good luck with Halloween thrifting a lot, then we'd see a lot more Halloween thrifting videos. I feel like there's a reason we don't. I think, and this is just a theory, maybe you see a ton of really good Halloween thrifting in your area. I just don't in my area. My area is not that great with it. I don't know if it's because a lot of people in my area do Facebook Marketplace. So why not try to sell it rather than donate it, and somebody can just pick it up from your house, or you meet them in a parking lot or whatever. And for me, I'm not one of those people. I'm one of those people that's like, donating is easier for me. Or I've even seen things that were from like Target or Walmart from years past, and they're marked up higher than what they sold for at Walmart. So I've seen all of it, like a little combination of all of it. Or I'll go to an antique mall and they want $300 for a blow mold. And so that's why I don't do a lot of it. To me, I just never have good luck with it. But we can play around with it this year and maybe do some thrifting and go to some antique malls and do some different things like that, or some swap meets, and maybe we'll find something. But usually, from what I've seen, a lot of the people that hit the jackpot with some of the really good items, a lot of people are getting it from Facebook Marketplace, where people are selling like a whole bulk. Like, here's a big tote of all my items, or here's all my vintage Halloween items, you know, or here I'm having a yard sale, come check it out. So we'll keep our eyes peeled, but yeah, I never really have good luck with it. So we'll keep looking. Anyways, I have thrift stores on there though. So if you want to check your thrift stores, start checking early September, maybe even end of August, anytime after back to school. But I would say September, you're mainly going to see it. Also, Aldi, for September into October, Aldi usually has some really good stuff. Not Ollie's, but Aldi, A-L-D-I. Like the grocery store has some really good Halloween stuff around September. So I also have here just in general online stores all year round. So Spirit Halloween, Grandin Road, Christmas Traditions, or it's called just Traditions now, but I think the website's Christmas Traditions, has some really good unique Halloween pieces. Joanna Parker, which is my favorite. But also just some really unique Halloween pieces on Christmas Traditions, one of my favorite places. And of course, Etsy. You can find Halloween stuff on Etsy all year round. So there's stores like that if you want to shop small. There's all sorts of Halloween, spooky, gothic shops you can shop at online. But this is mainly for hunting. So if you're looking for a list of places when you're out on the actual hunt to go to in person, and when to get it, and when you're going to start seeing things, then this is the list I got for you. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. If I did, let me know down in the comments. Let me know the store I forgot and when you think Halloween will come out. And or if you are in another country, if you live in Canada, or if you're in a European country and you want to let us know your country, like where you're at and what kind of stores, when you can find things, because I am totally clueless when it comes to Halloween releases in Canada or UK, places like that. I have no idea when Halloween's coming out. So let me know down in the comments if you have any insider information, or if you want to do your own video. If you do your own Halloween hunting video for Canada or another country that's outside of the United States. If you want to do your own video, link it in the comments so we can watch it, and so some people have a place to go, or post it over on the Facebook group, and so you can help our Canadian friends and European friends out, or Australian friends, wherever you can find the spooky goods. So anyways, thank you so much for hanging out here and letting me jab your ears right off your body. I hope you had fun geeking out about all things Halloween, all the predictions. Let me know any of your predictions, any stores I missed, anything you want to talk about, whatever you're excited about this season. Let me know down in the comments. What store are you the most excited about? Let me know in the comments. Like, you cannot wait to see the releases this year. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. Say, hey, ghoul, hey, down in the comments, because you know I love talking to you. And yeah, I'm so glad we did this today. It was so much fun. Yeah, anyways, thank you so much for hanging out here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.